Frog demo as our giveaway.
All right, everybody. Here we are, another week.
Ribbit. I love it. Welcome to the new hump day. Thoys Day. Here at Axtell's. Ish.
Hey-o.
Aha.
Here we are, another week.
Oh my gosh.
How's it going, boss?
Good. Good. I've been busy. So busy this week.
It's been a busy one, man. And it's warming up today, too.
It is.
Getting a bit tiki caliente, you could say.
It's definitely hot.
Well, man.
I'm adjusting things here.
Union rules.
No.
The talent doesn't
Right.
touch the camera.
Okay, well, that's debatable. Talent. I think I am okay to adjust it based on that evaluation.
That's true.
All right.
Well, hey,
thank
let's
you for
check
your
in
vote
the
of
comments.
confidence.
If you're watching on the YouTube playback, why? Why don't you just watch live with us on a Facebook?
Come on,
I mean, we're
folks,
glad
come
that you're
on.
watching.
Be here or be square.
You know who is here?
Wait a minute.
Keith Mossberger, Jeremy Wheat, Paul Burnham, Chance Mitchell, Beeble Weedry, Wally Hiltz,
These are serious
Joe
people here.
Bilbo,
These are regulars.
Lawrence Baddenai, Chuck Lyons, Scotty M. Swan. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
The performer spotlight tonight.
That's
is here.
it. Scotty.
Oh my gosh.
Scotty Magic is here.
Chuck Lyons. All the way from Chicago.
Nice. He shouldn't be here. He should be taking care of his wedding plans. That's what he told me last week.
Oh man, we have a good crew here.
Chuck, do not feel guilty. It's okay.
I don't get it. Wally Hiltz is giving a shout out to the Tiki.
You see this?
Don't know why. Tiki just sits there all day long.
The Tiki's getting a shout out, and my shirt collar's not even being mentioned yet.
It is kind of bent. It's a
It
side
is.
V. Oh, but you're kind of into side Vs.
I'm not into side V's. I'm
Hey,
not
man.
into V's of any kind.
Nice side V. I'm going to hop on my phone real quick. I'm going to share this.
Well, that's nice. That's nice.
And if you're watching right now,
Joe Bilbo in the house. Scoob-Dabba Joe, Scoob-Dabba Joe.
you should take a moment to share this as well because, Steve, I believe we got a giveaway.
Scuba.
Diva.
Joe.
We got a giveaway today.
What is that, Ryan?
Well, I don't think we're ready.
We're not gonna tip it. Don't tip
We
it
can't
yet.
tip it, but I think we leave them waiting.
Okay, that's
Not
good.
everyone can handle a
There is gonna be- There is going to be a share prize. So those of you that share, as I am going to right now, although I am disqualified somehow, I don't know why, I don't know how.
Yeah.
But from the prizes,
You're disqualified. Oh my gosh, William, it is time for episode 37. Shane Brisland is here. This is episode 37, friends. We made it.
This is so cool.
We always said if we make it to 37, we're going to call it quits.
So, our last night, ladies and gentlemen.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Ooh, Carlo, favorite coffee and tea. Well, I'm going to plug my favorite coffee in a little bit.
Here we go.
Because I have a video from some of my friends who run a coffee
Oh,
company.
that's right. That's
So
right.
After the video,
Oh my gosh.
I'll plug
Oh my gosh.
one of my favorite coffee companies,
This is so cool.
but not time for
An
that yet.
impromptu video from a coffee company. That's all I must say.
You guys will find out, Carlo. Don't
Carlo, and probably the beans are from
South Africa.
South Africa.
Oh, Carlo rolls his eyes every time I talk about
South Africa.
having a bray with the bros, with some brews.
Love it.
Oh my gosh.
Kelly is
Brad
here.
Ray is here.
Kelly Blount is here.
Lee
Kelly
Rademacher. Jeremy's here with Bluebeard.
and her granddaughter. Probably.
Love it, Jeremy.
Wow. So many great folks, Jeremy.
Steve, we got to show. Jeremy said we got to show his video.
Yeah.
Do we have it?
I think you got it.
It's not in the folder, so get it to me and I'll show it.
Oh,
If
yes.
we can find it. It might
Sure.
be on the
Sure it
computer
was.
downstairs.
Yeah, okay.
But, yeah, because he's got Bluebeard now.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to
There's a box opening.
We got to
Absolutely.
get that loaded in.
All right.
All right, everyone. Hey, thanks for sharing this as we get going. We got a king-size show today. We have our special guest, Jimmy Vee is here with us.
Oh,
But
my gosh.
We are going to be, it's a little different because Steve and Jimmy are discussing a book that changed
A
both
huge
their
book.
lives.
Yep, it really did. It had a huge impact on both of our lives.
It did.
And we want to share that information with you because it can do the same for you. And it has to do with self-sabotage, and about soaring to your highest limits as a human being and an achiever and a performer. So you're going to love it. Oh my
Great
gosh.
stuff.
What a great
And hey, this
great
just in
image.
from
Share
Carlo.
it for your friends to get over here. This is important stuff.
Carlos said he thought I was native South African.
You, because of your accent?
Yep.
Oh,
He
that's
said
wonderful.
I'm a local native. So thank you. Hey, Kelly got her Dinky Frog
All right.
this week. Awesome. Kelly was the winner last week of the Dinky Frog Extracts.
Oh, very cool. And she already got it.
Ordered a frog
To go with the extracts.
with her amazing granddaughter.
And already got it. Bam.
So cool.
Bam.
Which, again, a reminder, we have a new Dinky Frog Extracts out. In fact, I'll drop a link in the comments
Why
here.
don't you play it, Ryan?
I don't have it pulled up, Steve.
Oh.
Because we took it down because of latency when we perform with it. So I'll have to hook it back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I would be
All right.
happy to do that. Maybe when there's a long gap when you're just talking away. When
Well,
Steve's blabbing,
well.
you see me walk away, I'll go
Blab.
set up some stuff. No, I should be able to get it for a little later in the show. But I do want to drop a link in there
Yep.
for everybody so they know where to go. All right. Grab your new Dinky Frog Extract.
I love it. I love it. I'm sharing it right now. I know it's hard for you to imagine.
Dinkies. Boom. Oh, yeah. Joe said do it a cappella. Steve,
What?
the frog song.
When
This
I
is the
was a
swamp.
little bit bullfrog, all
Nope.
I want is a big old.
Sorry, Joe. No clap sound for that. We failed you.
When I
Oh,
was
my
a little
gosh.
bit
Well, Steve,
tadpole,
before we get
all I
into-
want was a big old
Before we get into our
tail.
content this week, because we got a lot of stuff from the
And I-
insiders to
and I
show,
grew some legs.
we got a top secret
and I
custom.
went hopping on down the trail.
We got an update from some friends. We got a performance spotlight. We got a special guest. We got
And I
shenanigans.
heard some noise. I'm gonna come lots of crying.
But we also have an opportunity coming up with the Center for Puppetry Arts.
Yep.
Explain the call to auction that's coming up before
It's
I
a
play the
fundraiser
video.
for the Center for Puppetry Arts in Connecticut.
Okay.
And it's an incredible opportunity for you to participate either as a donor of a cool puppet or as a participant of a auction participant. And they are going to have a call to auction, and it is May 4th through the 6th. And they have provided us with a very cool little bumper that shows some of the incredible auction wins that they are going to be giving away to the highest bidder.
Yeah. So let me play this video, and then we'll put a link up in a minute for people who want to participate.
This is all online, so you got to register right away for it.
All right, check this out.
Yeah.
So there we go, guys.
That's some amazing, incredible opportunities. And we are donating a dinky of your choice to this auction as well. So that's how we're participating. And you are going to want to go to the link that we'll put in the
It's right there in the comments.
comments, right?
It is puppet.org/call to auction, call-to-auction.
Super cool, great. It's the only puppetry course that you can
That's
take
what
at
you
a
were
college
saying.
level
Yeah.
university.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Amazing.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yep, I just dropped the link in for those
Awesome.
that are interested.
Perfect.
Well, Steve, I got a lot of content from the insiders.
Yeah.
Should we dive in and see
Do it right now.
what's going on?
So much stuff came in this week.
Now, we have an update from a friend,
Yeah,
from our good friend Megan.
we do.
Do you want to kick off things from the insiders? Is that, do you want
That's cool. Let's do that.
Hold off?
No,
Okay.
let's do it. Let's do it. You can't tease like that and then not
True.
show it.
What are you going to say?
Okay.
No,
yeah.
show it later.
So Megan, Megan
right.
is one of the stars of TikTok, and she has Crush, our sea turtle, and she's sent him off. Check it out. This is so far the adventure of Crush the turtle.
Of Crush the turtle.
It's going to be about a month until you see Crush again.
Wait, where am I going? Are you firing me?
I'm not firing you. I'm sending you back to Steve.
Who's Steve?
Steve's the guy who made you. He's gonna do a touch-up on your face.
What do you mean?
It's kind of like going to the spa for a puppet.
I'm scared. What's he gonna do?
He's gonna paint your face.
Alright, I guess I can dig this. Whoa, how am I getting there?
I'm gonna put you in a box.
A box?
Yes, a box. You're specifically gonna fit inside this box. And I'm gonna put some bubble wrap in there with you.
Wait, bubbles?
Yeah.
How am I gonna breathe?
You good?
Yeah, please tell me you're giving me a snorkel.
Yes, I'll give you a snorkel.
And I need to stay hydrated.
Okay, I'll go get you something. It should be enough to cover for 2-day shipping. Don't you think?
2 days?
Calm down.
I'm gonna be inside this box for 2 days?
You'll be fine. I'll see you in a few weeks, okay?
Alright, bye!
I wonder where Crush is at too.
I have no idea. He's probably somewhere close to California by now.
Speak of the devil.
Hey, Crush.
Hey, Megan, I don't know where I'm at. It's really dark and scary. You gotta save me.
Look at Find My iPhone.
How's that gonna help him?
It'll tell us exactly where he's at.
Yeah, hang on, let me pull up the GPS.
Where does it say you're at?
Yeah, where?
Well, according to Find My iPhone, it says I'm in Las Vegas.
Wait, it says you're in Las Vegas? Are you lost?
No, I'm in Las Vegas, not lost.
I mean, you're at least close to Ventura. Kinda.
Yeah, it's kinda hot too. I'm getting really thirsty.
Where's your water I put in there? This is supposed to be with Crush.
Oh.
Hey everyone, a lot of you have been wanting an update on what is happening with Crush right now, and he's getting a paint job in Ventura, California. Here's an update on what's going on with him.
Hey, Steve Axtell here at Axtell Expressions. Look what we got. A package from Megan Casey, and I know what's in here.
If you knew it was in here, you wouldn't check the box.
Okay.
Can you just get me out of here, Steve?
All right.
Now hurry up, will you?
Open it up. Crush has been on a
Ow, what's
big
that? What's
journey
those scissors?
to come here, and oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, you're Steve?
I know.
What are you laughing at, man? This isn't funny at all.
I know. I'm sorry.
So am I.
What?
Oh, nothing. I really need some water.
She said she was going to put water in here. I don't even see a snorkel. What's going on?
I've never been so crammed in my life. What took you so long?
I'm sorry.
Please make sure they know I'm not a box
I
turtle.
got to get you to Dr. Jose right away.
So we're working hard on Crush and some other stuff for Megan Casey. So yeah, Megan, thanks for trusting us with Crush. Hey, look who I have here, Steve.
Lydia.
This is on Instagram, Lydia Puppets Music. That is our cat, and kind of looks like Puss in Boots or something, right?
That's right. It looks like she's doing quite a recording with it. Probably
I know.
a
It looks
song.
like she's set up for a virtual show. She's got a
think
green
so.
screen.
Yeah.
I bet there's like a palace
I
behind
love
her,
it.
probably. Something
love
like
it.
that. All right. We got a little update from our good friend Terence Fader. Vicky's moving in to something new.
She's at New York now with Terry at his new show. Terry Fader is taking over Vegas again, and this is Vicky the Cougar enjoying her couch.
So
One of the
cool.
many first-class couches in the front row. Look at that.
Hey, I got Steve Hewlett here. A little update.
From the UK.
Granddad Jack and my father were farmers. They quit when I was a 1-year-old, but they'd be proud he's taken back the family business, sort of. Talk to
love
the
it.
hand. Love it. He's got our farm.
He's got the whole farm right there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So that is Steve. Go check him out on social media. This was me as a kid.
Look at that.
Mini Liquid Magic.
Look at that.
I probably wanted to go watch Lamb Chop. And Dad said,
right after you
can
take this picture.
Exactly.
Look at that. That was a hat that actually turned inside out into a costume.
Pretty cool. And then also, this is one of the awesome Halloween costumes I had as a kid.
That's right. Those strings in the back are wires holding up
I'm
the
Pinocchio.
airplane control.
Pretty cool. I was the talk of the town, you could say. We got Ellie here. Look at her.
Take it off.
She got her cowboy
All
outfit
right.
that she got a couple weeks back for her Dinky
Look
Monkey.
at that.
Look at
She
that.
got the very last cowgirl outfit that we had.
She
That's
is
so sweet.
dialed in. She's dialed in. And this is Didier Leda. Look at this mob boss right here.
Yeah.
That
He's
is
letting off some steam, isn't he?
that is a cool character, man. So that's our neurotic rat set up as an Al Pacino type character.
You dirty
from
rat. You
Scar.
dirty rat.
Exactly. All right. Steve, I've never seen this guy before.
Oh,
Who is this?
Dirk Golden.
Oh my gosh, he took
Remember,
over.
Dirk Golden took
Jim
over
Adams
for Jim Adams. That's right. Doing what? Clyde the dog.
on the walk
Boom!
around outside of Golden Horseshoe
That's
Review.
right. That's right. He was the man. He did the warm-up show after Jim Adams did, and they go back really far. And just today, Dirk said, gave us a shout out. He loved being included in Jim's story. He goes, "Thank you
that's
for that.
awesome.
Thank you for the shout out."
I could do Disney stories all day long.
Oh my gosh.
This just in from Reiner. A couple of old grandparents. Looks like one is vaxxed, one is not. Just kidding. But he's got Granny Gertie there and the world's oldest man.
In a grip. It looks like he's got in a grip.
All right. And we also have this update from Aaron Sherman. This is kind of cool. So, he has one of the first
Blue production latex
Dinkies,
monkeys,
which we no longer can make because we don't have access to
we
the
could
fur.
only make 3 at the time.
And we auctioned off the prototype. Can you tell by looking which one the prototype is?
Sure.
Okay.
The silicone is on the left.
On the left. So
And
that was the
latex
prototype.
is on the right.
Yep. And
Silicone's
so,
more floppy, so you can see it's collapsing a little bit more.
Yep.
But it also is more durable.
So he's got both. He's got Patient Zero. He calls it Dinky X. The one on the left is Miriam.
Book,
I love it,
way.
from the Old Testament, and then Moses on the right.
I love
Miriam
it.
and Moses.
Oh, love it.
Song
Love
of
it.
Miriam, one of the oldest
There you go.
songs we have in the Bible.
Wow.
Song of Miriam.
Amazing.
Yeah, very cool. Barrel of Monkeys from Aaron Sherman. And then we've been working with our good friend and amazing magician and performer, John LaChance.
Yes, a ton of work for him
He's
recently.
putting together, I think we can talk about it, a whole new show as he kicks back
Sure.
into
He said share the pictures.
his Comedy Farm Review, Magic and Comedy Farm Review. That's a fair show, fair circuit. And he's got an AI chicken, and we've been working with him on a new AI library.
That's right.
As well as some scripts you've been voicing, and I've been doing some recording for that.
John
And so I got a couple.
the greatest performer in the world.
There it is. I got a couple of clips to show. So here's one of his scripts that we've redone. You can see his chicken in use.
Boys and girls of all ages, it's showtime at the Big Red Barn. I'm Clucky the Chicken, and it's time for the Comedy Farm Magic Review.
Now that was another actor that he had voice his hands-free chicken, and now he's adding an AI chicken to it.
So he'll have two, I believe. And here's an example of his AI chicken.
And we're changing the voices to Steve Axtell's. Yeah.
You tell me a joke?
Abby.
Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Who?
Who?
Well, I see you're the owl. I'll be the chicken.
Look at that AI.
How can you talk?
With my beak.
So yeah, he's got it working.
I love that.
And we got a bunch of custom phrases that we will be in process of adding to his library.
Yep.
So not only the generic phrases, but a bunch of specialized ones. So if you're interested in AI or easy talk that works with our AI, talk to me, Ryan, in the dark here. We got Henry Veras also, got a couple more videos to share. Here's Henry Veras, check it out.
I joined the fire cadets so I can borrow the ladder to reach my bananas. That's why.
And I joined our cadets so I can practice my roar.
Meow.
Oops.
So cute. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Got quite the setup.
They're best of friends. Gosh, so cool.
The very best. All right, and then, let's see, I got one more video. These are my next door neighbors who run an amazing coffee company, my favorite, called Sun Dream.
Pay attention, Joe.
And they randomly heard the Scuba Diver Joe song and sent this to me last night, unsolicited.
Like
I love it.
we didn't even know they were doing
Scuba
it.
Diver Joe, Scuba Diver Joe, Scuba Diver, Scuba Diver, Scuba Diver Joe, Scuba Diver Joe, Scuba Diver Joe, Scuba Diver, Scuba Diver, Scuba Diver Joe, Scuba Diver Joe, Scuba Diver Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is that cool or what? That is so cool.
So that they just heard the Scuba Diver Joe theme song.
They just heard it and did it on their own.
Yeah,
And
so
it was so catchy these guys that own a coffee company, right, Ryan?
Yeah. And so, again, they were like, oh, didn't realize you guys, did
jingles.
Songs and jingles. So, again, just a reminder, if you are interested in songs and jingles, Axtell.com/studio. You can talk to me or Steve. We'd love to help you out. But they make amazing coffee.
Yeah, they do.
And so I'm going to drop a link here. They are a mail order company. They roast the beans here in California.
Yes.
And see if I got the right link.
Jeremy, email that video.
Oh, I think I have it, Steve. I just got to get it loaded in.
Got it. No problem. Sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah. I got it on my phone. I just need to get it over.
Joe Bilbo, you got to be proud of that, man. These are people that are unsolicited. They just heard our show from last week and sent that video in. That's like viral stuff going on there, dude.
So, if you were looking for a mail order coffee company, I dropped in the wrong link.
That's all right. Hi, Rosalind. How are you?
These people are the best.
You'll fix it.
They are awesome friends. They love Scuba Diver Joe, obviously.
Clearly. They might have a Scuba Diver Joe brand coffee. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
If that's coming or not.
Probably not.
UK, yeah. Yeah,
all right.
It's pretty sweet. So what's really cool about it is it's such a catchy song, and that people just picked it up and just said, I'm going to do this and send it into
It's pretty fun. I know. I love
the producers.
I love it,
so
man.
We would see it. That's great, Ryan. Good job, man.
Hey, thanks,
Good
dude.
job.
Hey, a little round of applause.
It's very cool.
Well, hey, why don't we got a really cool performer spotlight.
Yeah, we do.
To check in on.
Yeah.
Scotty Swan, Urban Wizard Academy.
That's right.
I believe is his brand. He teaches magic. You're going to hear more about it, but teaches magic over Zoom, does a lot of cool stuff. He's here to tell us a little bit about his stories.
Check this out.
Check it out.
All right.
Performer Spotlight.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Scotty Swan, a.k.a. Scotty Magic. I live in Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the Basketball Hall of Fame and the Dr. Seuss Museum, so that's pretty wild. Before COVID happened, I was working on a brand new show called The Weird Show. It was a variety show that I was going to perform at different festivals and outdoor events, but then everything stopped. So now I'm teaching magic online through Zoom with my new school called Urban Wizards Academy. So I'm learning how to use OBS, and I'm learning how to use the Stream Deck and all this new technology to make my shows and to make my classes run a lot smoother, and it's really wild. And I encourage you all to just adapt, because we don't know when we're going to go back. So let's just embrace this new technology, guys. Let's see what else. Oh, I have a 5-year-old daughter. She's pretty nutty like me. I'm trying to get her to get into the family business, so I've been teaching her magic tricks, and I've been teaching her how to build puppets. Well, sock puppets, but, she'll get to the Muppet-style puppets sooner or later. So the best way to describe my show is it's a variety show. It's part magic, part puppets. Sometimes I have kids come up and do magic tricks. I have random music and sound effects, so it's very interactive. And myself as a performer, I'm more of kind of a silly, wacky kind of character. I'm not over the top, but I'm just fun enough for adults and teenagers, jaded teenagers, to enjoy as well. So I'm not like kiddie, but I'm also not like too serious, if that makes sense. So, the two Axtell items that I have are, the first one is brand new, which I love. Hold on, let me put this down for a second. It's my skunky monkey with the black fur and the wonky eyes. Love him to death. So, I love this puppet. I use him in the new routine. I use the squeaker to make him talk, because I'm not a very good ventriloquist. So he squeaks, and I answer for him. I translate for him. It's pretty awesome. You like your new home? Yeah, he likes his new home. Do I feed you? Hey man, we're on camera, don't Okay, so anyways, I love this. Also, I just purchased this on Facebook, I think. Somebody had one of the original magic boards. So I picked this up, and I've been using this a lot. This is my favorite one, I make a dinosaur egg, and I think you guys know what's gonna happen next. We crack the egg. I did this on TV. They loved it. I crack the egg. Show it that, oh, it's cracked. And then I talk about dinosaurs and all sorts of stuff, and then that's when the little guy pops his head up. And look, this look, don't see, gag. It kills. It's a classic. I love it. A lot of people think it's old, but it still works, so I still do it. But so those are the two items that I have for now. I plan on, hint, Steve and the Axtell team, on getting a exclusive or non-exclusive puppet made of one of my new characters, chameleon character from my Urban Wizards Academy school that I just had made. So let's talk. So funny things that have happened at my show, unsuspecting things that I've had happen at my show. A lot of times, kids will jump up and ask questions in the middle of a show, and so instead of ignoring them, I adapt them into the situation and into the act. So it kind of kills some time, which is kind of cool. Funniest thing that has happened recently, when I was performing for a kindergarten Zoom show, just hearing the kids go, "What?" in the middle of or during an act or after I perform a magic trick. So I think that's pretty funny. I just start cracking up because it's hilarious when kids flip out when they see magic. I think that's pretty funny. Okay, it's not really a terrible nightmare situation, but I did have one kid help me my first magic show in 1997. I was performing at Shriners Hospital here in Springfield, Massachusetts, and I brought my whole trunk of magic. I did an hour of magic, but I decided to do the arm twisting illusion. Everybody knows what the arm twisting illusion is. So I had seen a group of kids off to the side sitting next to the wall, against the wall, and I picked one of the children to help me, and he only had one arm. Whew, I was like, uh-oh, this is going to be awkward. It ended up being great. He was a good sport about it. Everybody thought it was a good show, and it went really well, but I thought it was going to be way worse than it actually was. So that's kind of a nightmarish situation, but not really. It worked, but you get the idea. So my goals as a performer, as an artist, I just want to spread art. I want to spread magic. I want to inspire not just children, but I want to inspire everyone just to express themselves. I want people to do whatever they feel that's in their heart, and I want them to follow their dreams. I want everybody just to make the world a better place through their art, whether it be magic, whether it be music, painting. I want to be able to show someone, whatever age, that it's okay to go after your dreams and to go after your goals, no matter what anybody says. I want to inspire every single person to do whatever it is that they feel like their calling is in this world. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me. And I appreciate you, Steve, and the whole team over at Axtell Puppets. And I hope to see you guys. Soon. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Performers. Come on, give it up for Scotty and Swan. Love it. Way to go, Scotty. Thanks for sharing with us.
So cool. Thank you, man.
Love the stories, man.
Appreciate
it's so
it.
fun to hear how people are using our products and just entertaining and making the world a happier place.
Absolutely.
That's what we're all about.
Good job.
Hit that like button for Scotty, please.
Yeah, here comes mine. Boom, 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 boom.
Love it, Scotty. Hey, I do have, so, and Scotty dropped a link in here to Urban Wizard Academy if you want to check him out and see more of what he's doing. And Steve.
Yep.
Hold on. Nobody just called, and they care about your shirt.
Nobody did?
Yeah, so nobody cares about your shirt.
Well,
nailed it.
Scotty probably
It's an
does.
old vaudeville joke.
Yeah.
It's been passed down for generations.
It's
generations.
Never touch the face.
Never touch the face.
Hey, I do have another video I
Never
got
touch
loaded
the
in
face.
from Jeremy Wheat. Jeremy Wheat was the winner of Bluebeard, one of our auctions a few weeks back, a platypus, and so I think I got it all loaded
All
in
right,
here.
finally.
Let me,
Jeremy, he comes through, finally.
I know.
All right.
I know,
I
right?
gave it to him earlier.
Buttons are hard.
Twice,
oh,
3
please.
times.
Oh, please.
3
All
days
right.
ago, 2 days ago, and yesterday.
All right, let me see if this works.
I just got a package. I just got a package. It came from Axtell Expressions.
I'll start over. Hold on. I gotta
Ooh,
make
could
it
this be
way
my
bigger,
my
I couldn't preview it. Hold on.
This is cream of wheat, not Jeremy wheat.
Maybe not.
Almost.
Hang on.
I'm gonna replay it. Sorry,
All
I
right.
couldn't get it
Here we go.
resized in time. So here we go.
All right, no problem.
I just got a package. I just got a package. It came from Axtell Expressions. Ooh, could this be my bear? Oh! Did they finally send me my? Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Hello? Oh, something is in there. Hello? Let me out of here. Ooh, who is it? Hello? Anybody out there? Wow, let's see who it is. Could it be my dinky bear finally? I don't know. Hello? Anybody out there? Well, let's go see. Alrighty, here we go. Hello? Anybody out there? You can let me out of here? I'm working on it. Alrighty, folks, this is from Axtell Expressions. Is it a dinky bear? I don't know. Let's see. We're opening the box.
Is it a dinky bear?
Well, that doesn't sound like a dinky bear to me. Let me out of here. No, that's not a dinky bear. Paperwork, blah. Okay, we're going in. Well, we're going in. That does not look like a dinky bear to me. Oh, who is this thing? Let's see. Okay, just when I thought I was getting a dinky bear. This is no dinky bear. Oh, I'm Bluebeard, the platypus. What, are you a pirate? No, not a pirate. Wow. They had you stuffed all up in there, didn't they? Uh-huh. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Bluebeard,
the platypus. What you holding there? That's my phone. Her phone? Yeah, my phone. Oh, phone. What?
There he is.
He arrived.
Bluebeard.
Love it.
There he is.
Love it, Jeremy.
All right.
Come on, Dinky Bear looks a lot like a platypus.
Bluebeard the platypus.
But you got
joins the Redbeard, Jeremy Vee.
Dude, and judging from the look of it, it looks like Bluebeard's a really good gamer. He got a sweet keyboard.
There you go.
Looks like he plays a mean Call of Duty.
That's
maybe?
right. Okay, speaking of games, it's now time for you to go to the barn.
Okay.
And do chores. I gave you the. Show me the manual. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay, show me the manual.
Remember, this is in Mac OS X Journaled.
Okay.
I can't open it.
No.
I bought a laptop on Newegg.
I printed it out. I gave you an entire manual. It's about 1 inch thick. Come on.
Well, first you gave me the preamble, and then I went ahead and got a new laptop off of Newegg on the work card.
I need you.
Got a hard drive that was formatted the same way. Contacted Manual's Lib, got it, downloaded it, got a dot matrix printer because the manual was so old it needed a dot matrix printer. Got it printed out.
Go do your chores, Ryan. Go do your chores. They're in the manual.
All right.
You know exactly what
I'm
to
going
do.
to report back with all of your needs met.
Take off.
Oh my gosh, Harry Stedman's here. I think I should stay.
Take Harry with you.
All right.
Go do your chores.
All right, here we go.
Time to do your chores.
And now it's time to Ask the Tiki.
It's Tiki time, baby. Say it with me now with a false chord scream. It's Tiki time, baby.
Oh, hi, Tiki.
Oh, why are you so sad, man? I mean, why are you so sad, man?
Oh, man, it's so hard getting Ryan to do his chores and to do them right and to do them on time and to bring it back with some success. It's so hard. What would you do different if you were his dad?
Not expect him to do those things?
Yeah, that's probably right. All right, I have some questions here from the insiders.
Give it to me. Baby.
This first one here is from our latecomer, Harry Stedman.
Oi, Harry!
Oh, great Tiki.
Yes.
When will there be a dinky Tiki?
A dinky? Doesn't really combine very well.
Dinky Tiki.
Well, technically, in the Tiki world, I'm known as a dinky Tiki.
You?
Yeah, most Tikis are larger than life. I'm only about 3 feet tall.
That's true.
So you must be talking about micro Tikis.
Well,
let me just
yes.
say they're in development. They're being 3D printed as we speak. I talked to a manufacturer. Got a CNC guy kind of on my side. Got a branding guy. Think I'm going to get Axtell.com to write a little sizzle music for me, and we'll see what happens at Toy Fair.
All right. I love it. You're worth it, man. We want
Thanks,
a dinky
baby.
Tiki. We want a dinky Tiki. Here's
Say
one
it.
from...
put it in the comments if you want a dinky Tiki.
Yeah, if you would like a dinky Tiki, please put it in the comments.
And no, I'm not a cheeky Tiki, Scotty.
Well, you are a cheeky Tiki, but this is a dinky Tiki that we're talking about. Wally Hiltz, speaking of cheeky.
All the way from Canada.
He
Wally,
says,
baby.
Great, wise, and powerful Tiki. When you travel, do you fly in first class with a window view or in cargo?
I think you know the answer to this question, Wally. A, sometimes I get upgraded to Spirit Air. Usually I'm JetBlue, which, come on. And yeah, they don't even have first class.
Hey, did you see Aaron on there last week?
He was busy bidding with that 5G in the sky. Truth is, Steve just includes a couple bungee cords and slips the pilot a $5, and they tie me to the rudder in the back of the ship.
I wouldn't do that to you, dude.
But you do it every week, Steve.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Officially would not do that.
You wouldn't, but you do.
Here's one from Robert Schur Jr.
Aragorn.
Oh, great, magnificent. Oh, wonderful and all-knowing fount of knowledge of the universe, Tiki.
Yes, I hope I don't let you down. I probably will. Okay, this is my Eeyore
Who were the
voice.
idiot people who started having kings?
I mean, let's be honest. No one needs kings. All you need is a righteous tree to rule them all. Even a dinky Tiki like myself holds more power than a king of the human realm.
Yeah,
I mean, can you light a flame on your head? I rest my case.
Here's 2 questions for Lee Rademacher. Aho! Oh, great and wondrous Tiki. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
Unfortunately, along with arms, I do not have a tongue. I just have a
I forgot about that.
chasmless
That's
void
true.
behind my teeth. Some say behind these chiclet teeth is hidden the fountain of youth. But no one has ever climbed back out who's entered in. It's a bottomless pit of despair that goes to the center of the earth.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
So many Tootsie Rolls have been thrown down this cavern.
Isn't that wonderful? Did you?
No, because I can't taste it. Without a tongue, I don't even have any taste buds.
Lee also follows up with this question after hearing your expose. How do you eat and drink since you have no hands?
Unfortunately, I don't do any of those things. I talk, I sit and I get strapped to planes at Steve's convenience. I can't even load my boarding pass on my iPhone because I don't have thumbs. So they're always like, can you just pull up your Apple Wallet with your boarding pass? And I'm like, no. And they have to reach into my satchel bag and pull out my boarding pass that somehow I was able to print. It doesn't make sense, guys.
Here's one from Scuba Diver Joe.
Scuba Diver. Yo. Urban. Scuba Diver yo.
He says, oh, great, Tiki. Should I save up and get myself one or both of the Axtell starter puppets, start a new TikTok account so no one knows it's me, and have the puppets mouthing to random TikTok sound bites?
Well, that is a great marketing strategy. They say when making Instagram Reels or TikTok videos, go ahead and jump on the themes, whether those are viral dances or sound bites or popular videos or duets. Go ahead and jump on the wave and have some fun, and people will find your channel. So, Joe, I think you could have a lot of fun. You could even call it Scuba Diver Yo, and no one would
No one would know.
It's you. And I won't spoil it for you.
No one would know it's you. Joe, I think people love you on TikTok. They just enjoy teasing. They enjoy that. And they like to see your reactions to the tease. It's fun. Steve Petra has one for you. Oh, great, Tiki. Do your eyes close when you yawn? And if so, can you demonstrate?
All right. Ready?
I can't.
But hold on, if I sneeze. So half on yawn, full on sneeze.
Try the yawn. Boy, mine closed on my yawn.
You haven't been sitting for eons by yourself, trying to find entertainment. You learn to control your muscles, Steve.
That's true. Linda May has one for you.
All right.
Great, Tiki. Skipping the O entirely.
Back of the line.
What is your favorite music, and can you play any kind of instrument?
Well,
if I hold it, a kazoo.
I am quite the flautist, as long as someone is really good at putting their fingers on all the holes. But I know my way around a whistle, I can tell you that. Well, I must say I'm a fan of Billy Bass, of the great Don't Worry, Be Happy. Don't worry, be happy now.
Can you whistle with your teeth? Can you do the...
Well, I can't close my lips, so that limits it.
No,
but I can do a teeth whistle.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
It's pretty cool how I can open my mouth and still whistle.
Here's one from Sheila Michaels. Oh.
Great. Tiki.
Now she added the O. Great, Tiki. So, Linda, take a few lessons from Sheila.
Come on, Linda.
Oh, great, Tiki. Apple is building a campus here in North Carolina. In order of this, should I switch to an iPhone?
Well, great question. Here's the long and short of it. Droid is the most popular platform, but Samsung lost a lawsuit to Apple. But Droid is also multiple platforms, so when it comes to tower computers, I'm kind of a fan of PCs because I enjoy being able to swap out parts, even though I'm not a big fan of Windows 10. That being said, when it comes to the mobile experience, using things like AirDrop and some of the other items that come with the iOS interface, I would say I'm used to, but that doesn't make it better.
How do you know, sir?
I would say just get what you are comfortable with. They all do the same thing in slightly different ways. And I know that from reading lots of manuals that land in front of me and the wind blows the pages slowly so I can scroll. So I have a lot of time to read the spec sheets on the newest Snapdragon chip that's included in these phones.
Here's one from South Africa.
Color pencil from South Africa.
That's exactly right.
Sorry, I had a dinky frog in my throat.
Oh, okay. Oh, is there?
Dare you check?
Nope, nothing.
Just the dark void of nothing.
Well, there were lots of Tootsie Pops down there.
Ah, yes.
Are you married? And if so, when is the honeymoon?
Well, as we have established,
I'm supposed to be going to the north.
You are supposed to be going to the Pacific Northwest,
So here's
where
the
my
deal.
wife was taken on a lumber ship and turned into a totem. The top is a turtle. The second animal is like an eagle thing. The next thing is like a sea snake. Then a salmon. And then on the bottom there's like a bear holding a raccoon. And then the raccoon's holding like a little other mammal. And then at the bottom there's like a yeti. So that's what she's been carved into. I've never seen her, but I've seen some schematics.
Okay, so I have been on a search. I've already been looking around and searching people in Alaska.
Sorry,
friends
there's
of
also
mine.
like a thunderhawk in there somehow.
So what I'm going to do next week, Tiki, is I'm going to, and by the way, Bob is your official first name.
How dare you? It's Robert.
Well, we're friends, Bob the Tiki. All right. I'm going to bring some various photographs of totems from the north in Alaska, and we're going to show them to you, and you can tell us. It's kind of like a lineup.
Okay.
You can let us know if that's
the
her
usual
or not.
suspects.
Is that okay?
It is. Remember, I've never seen her before.
I understand.
But
yeah.
I know what she was carved into because.
But you would feel it, right? If you saw the love of your life, you would feel it. If you saw.
Oh yeah, a tiki always knows,
Yeah,
Steve.
that's what I thought. Okay. Thank you, Carlo, for a great question. Here's one from Lawrence.
Yep, got it.
Yep. All right. Lawrence Bad and I. Oh, great and wise Tiki. I was thinking of creating a Tiki-themed patio in my backyard. Whoa! Do you have any lost family members that I could spike in the garden to light up the night?
Wow. Well, that's a great idea, Lawrence. I had an angry brother-in-law, but he's been swooped up and used in another tiki lawn area. So unfortunately, the rest of my family is growing on the other side of the island. I can see their heads popping over the trees as some local shipmates chisel them into the great tikis they will become. But yes, build it. I don't have any other family, but please, may my legacy live on in your backyard.
I love it. I love it. And I've been doing something along those lines.
No,
I'm sure.
my angry brother-in-law.
Okay, here's one from Ken Dum.
All right, baby.
All right, the incredible car commercial producer from Ohio. Ken Dum says, oh, great Tiki, will Aaron Rodgers be a 49er tonight?
Oh, man, NFL talk. I gotta say, that guy's got quite the quarterback game. But I'm more of a soccer guy. Or football, as 90% of the world calls it. So I would have to say, because I'm in California, yes, he'll become a Niner. We will claim him as our own.
Excellent. All right. Oh, a couple. Wow, a couple from Instagram.
All right, say the name.
Congratulations, Instagrammers. This one is from Oaks Cookumbabe.
All right.
What's the recipe for a tiki bonfire?
Well, obviously some Dole Whip from Disneyland. Don't Worry, Be Happy by Billy Bass playing on repeat in the back room. Some pineapple being roasted on an open fire. Maybe some Mai Tais, even though you're not a fan, Steve. Too sweet for your taste.
It's a little sweet,
But Mai Tais aplenty for everyone. Maybe some hula skirts, maybe some straw hats, and a whole lot of fun. Maybe some poi, maybe a buried suckling pig in the ground.
I'm a fan of poi.
If you have arms, burying a pig is a great way to cook it, but it takes long. So don't try to put it in an hour before your appetizers.
I love it. I love it. Here comes Ryan.
Here he comes. All right, good night.
This has been another episode of Ask the Tiki.
Awesome.
All right, man.
Welcome back, Ryan.
What have you guys been doing?
Just hanging around, talking to wood.
Sounds like I don't miss much.
Which means nothing. Doing nothing.
Okay. Dude, I gotta say.
Yeah. I want to hear the good report. But all
none of this make sense.
What?
I open it up.
Yeah. Good, good. That's the first.
None of it makes sense. I spent hours, 9 hours just now.
No.
Poring over this.
No.
This doesn't make sense, guys. Doesn't.
Ryan.
How
am
I expected to read this? No,
it's
there's
upside down, Ryan. Come, are you kidding? You were trying to read it
You
upside
should be
down?
expected to put arrows that say this side up. They do it on valuable packages. They should do it on valuable information, friends.
Books don't need that because normally people know.
Really? Because I opened it up and I thought it was written in a lost Norse language because that's the last time people did the kind of chores you expect me to do. Vikings
Shucking
probably
snakes?
shuck snakes. It's probably how they got
Loading
out of
the
Ireland.
bowls, tickling turtles. Come on, man.
Steve, I even
Shaving the
enrolled in
dog.
Rosetta Stone to learn Norse and to learn other languages. And I started, and I got to say, I'm a huge fan.
Okay. Welcome back, Ryan. I'm glad you're here. I'm really sad for the animals. I don't know what to do about that.
Well, all we got to do is get a manual that's right side up or the right format. Guys, this isn't that hard, okay?
You would think.
Put it on TikTok.
Here.
Then I would watch it. If you spent half as much time as you spend fixing your shirt as you did printing up a real manual that's not upside down, print it right side up.
My printer was turned around in the office. It was turned backwards.
The irony is there were so many cows and snakes right there.
Dude, just turn over.
But I couldn't remember which ones do I shuck, which ones do I bloat.
Don't mix it up. Whatever you do, it's better that you didn't do anything than to mix.
I petted them all.
You do not want to mix them up.
They were all.
All right. Okay. All right.
Struggling with stands. It'll probably happen, so I'm playing it preemptively.
Always struggling with stands. The people want to see Steve.
Gotta change it to shirts.
Struggling with stands.
I don't even want to. You don't just come back from not doing your chores and start playing Steve Struggles with Stands. That's not okay.
Hey, Steve, just want to check in there and see what's going on with your mug. We can't really see it. Look, if it's as haphazard as your shirt, we're in trouble. Back to you, Steve.
Good. No cracks whatsoever. And even Chuck's cup right up here.
Chuck doesn't know.
Chuck's here tonight. Did you know that?
What?
His mug is absolutely protected.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. High priority around here.
Chucky D.
It's a high priority.
Well, we have a top secret custom update.
So cool. We get to bring you up to date on this ongoing project with Ellie's incredible Peruvian elder grandma and this condor that are going to be part of a film documentary that's going to be coming up.
So cool, man.
And we're going to be bringing him on and showing you the results of this when it's
This is the fourth week we've shown progress, I believe.
Yeah. And we are making his two puppets the stars of this segment, and it's pretty cool.
We've had a lot of cool stuff to show.
Mm-hmm.
And so why don't I show it to them?
That was kind of my point.
All right, everyone. I'm going to nail that transition. Check it out.
Segue. Check it out. Those are the hands. These are the molds for the hands and the head of Flora right here. And Wes is working right now on Flora, the moving eyebrows. This is the new face. Here is Flora's face neck being 3D printed. So 4.5 more days to go on this baby. And the condor is done.
Very cool. So that is the condor that's wrapped up.
Mm-hmm. So I get to take
Just
this
finished
off
printing.
of the bed. So cool.
Yeah.
check it out. I'm going to take this right here and show it to you now, so I can show you on the show tonight just how it fits.
Oh my gosh. You have it here with us, Steve?
Yep. Condor.
Friends.
Not only
live,
top secret, but
in
it is
studio.
revealed.
Literally being revealed. It is.
We just finished this tonight.
The Condor head.
This is the face of the Condor. It's a negative mold. This is all support material right here. Obviously, this is the mold, the negative mold. I'm going to be putting silicone in that, but look at this. Separately printed is the back of the mold. This is the back of the head. Look at this. It's pretty incredible. Look at this.
Love it, man. Now explain why you would do a two-piece on a mold like this.
Look at that. Is that incredible? It's a perfect fit. Just unbelievable. There it is. So the reason that I would do this is because I'm going to be pouring the silicone into this half, making sure that it gets way down into that beak.
Got it. Okay.
And all around the eyes and into all of these details. There's a ton of wrinkles on this guy. And then I'll do the same here, but I'll put them together and then I'll strap it, and then I will pour more in and slush it, make sure that it gets around all the way around, rotocasting basically.
Okay.
So this is the head. Now inside the silicone, once we have the silicone from this mold, I've got a skull that's going inside. I've got the beak. This will fit inside the top of the silicone.
I could play it right now.
Right here. Play what?
Steve's struggling.
This is the bottom part of the beak. Yeah, I'm struggling.
So that all goes inside the head.
Check it out. Yeah, these parts go inside the head, and then these are the eyebrows that are going to be moving up and down on the Condor inside the silicone, which moves the Condor, so he'll have an angry appearance when they want it. It'll be on a pull lever on a cable control. This is the hand, and my goodness, when I got this from John, we looked at it and said, okay, this is huge, but when I pour the silicone, it'll be smaller than the mold. Obviously, I'm putting silicone in here. So I got those, and I poured the silicone, and I pulled it out of the mold, right? Pulled it out of the mold, and here is the silicone hand.
So this is
Flora.
called live hands, right? They'll have a puppeteer operating both hands.
It's super cool. So this is an old woman's hand, but even on me, there's about an inch above my fingers of space. So this is too large, and I've got baby powder inside, so it's easy to slip into, no problem at all. And it's certainly big, but for Flora, she has a face that's a little bit larger than mine. These are too large, so we're going down 10% on the size of these.
Okay.
So we're printing those right now, and by next week we'll have those. And also, since the Condor is finished, Brian, this is going to be cast in silicone over the weekend, and I'm going to be giving this to Wes Monday with silicone and the skull pieces, and he can start the mechanism for the moving brows and nose. So
very cool.
Super cool project. Glad we could share that with you, and I'm so grateful that Ellie is allowing us to share that live with you here on Inside Axtell. Pretty cool.
So good. Hey, we also had, speaking of cool projects, I have a couple photos of the tiki garden you set up.
Oh, yes.
You want to take a
I made a
look
replica of Bob the Tiki.
Let's see it.
And this is our backyard. This is part around the barbecue area.
This is your tiki corner.
Or the cookout area. Or the outside. Yeah. Where the bros have
So tell me what you got going on here.
So there's a fountain. I don't know if you see that Y. There's a tree stump that was there, and I was going to clear that out to make room for a fountain. And I thought, why don't I just leave that old tree stump there and use it? So I tied some bamboo to it. You can go to the next picture, probably close up. Okay. And the bamboo has it's about 3-inch diameter bamboo, and it pours out of each spout about a 1/2 inch tube.
So cool,
dripping into that container and recycling through. We're not using a lot of water. And there he is, Bob the Tiki back there. This is a fiberglass replica of him. I don't know that he knows. We were hinting at it earlier that we had a copy of him in the backyard, but it's pretty cool.
And then here's another vantage point.
Yeah. Wait till this stuff starts growing up. There is the BBQ. You remember that from the monkey video, right? Banana, nana, nana.
And here's a little video of the fountain in motion. Let me see here. Let's see if this works.
Oh, that's nice. I don't know if you can hear it. But that is sweet. I'm just really glad, Susie and I are glad that we were able to save that tree trunk and make it part of the actual fountain experience. So
pretty cool, man.
We'll continue to update you as we're going to get a rattan umbrella, and that stuff's going to grow. Make it fun.
That's right.
Yeah. Super cool. Wow. Wait, we have a wonderful show for you tonight, including the amazing Jimmy Vee, who is our special guest for the evening.
And do you want to set up the conversation tonight? It's a little bit different. Instead
Yeah.
of an interview about Jimmy, you guys are actually sitting down and discussing.
We're discussing a book that Jimmy actually recommended to me, and I read, and I was so blown away by the book and the contents of this book, The Big Leap, that I called him back and we discussed it. And I said, someday we have to show this to people. And I've shared it with many people, Steve Trash, different folks at CAX.
Yeah.
And tonight I'm sharing it with the insiders. A really, really helpful book. Now, during this interview with Jimmy Vee, who is, I consider, my expert on such things as books, you'll hear his notifications.
You consider him the expert of books, having beards.
Even having nice collars without mics on them. I don't know how
his notifications.
I don't know how he
blowing
does
up.
it. His notifications will ding off several times, and I think, now he didn't verify this, but I think every time it dings, he's made another $1 million. So you'll hear the notifications dinging throughout this interview. Just keep track of that, and let's tally it at the end. All right. Oh my gosh, Jimmy Vee!
What's up, Steve?
How you doing, man?
I'm great, buddy. I'm great. I'm always excited to get the call to say, hey, you want to come on and talk about something? I'm like, yeah, let's talk about something.
Good.
I love this.
This is a great topic today because we're going to be discussing a book by Gay Hendricks called The Big Leap. And it has really been a lot of help for me. And you shared that with me. And I, being ADD, have to do Audible. I can't sit and look at pages. So I literally have digested so many books that you sent my way, both as gifts and as recommendations. So, but I want to...
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad they're not going into the abyss somewhere.
No. The Curious Man is another one, incredible. And look at all the books behind you there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually have The Curious Man right here.
Oh, I love it. And that is? Yeah. I love
that. I mean, just not only is this such a great book, but it's a beautiful book too.
It is.
Just to have it. The cover is great. I love good cover art.
Yeah.
I'm like you though. Most of the books I do consume are via Audible because I have more time
traveling
to multitask, whether I'm driving or walking or exercising or something.
Yep.
I'm always listening.
It's wonderful. So between high school and my, let's say, 30th birthday, I've struggled to read maybe 3-4 books. A long time, because my ADD is just so bad. And I'm also a bit dyslexic, yeah. Thank you. That word that I can't remember ever. But what's interesting about it is once I started Audible, when I discovered Audible, and I actually discovered it through Nightingale Conant, the tapes, the cassette tapes over the years started me off on it in my 30s. And I've literally consumed hundreds of books since then. and it's just been an amazing journey. And you've been a big, big part of that in the last, I would say, 15 years or so. We've been in touch, and you've shared with me several books, and one of them you wrote.
Yeah.
I love this.
Which is a great, it's a big lesson disguised as a kid's book, Steve.
I know. And I just want to share this. Look at this little sign right here.
There it is.
Look at that. I'll have to flip that, but I think maybe not.
Yeah, I can see it.
And look at
and there it is.
Axtell's Creature Coaster. Oh, it's so neat. You've taken some of your friends here, like Chance Wolf, and you have his Funhouse and Higley's Strange Things and Scott Land's Puppet Joint. Look at that. It's so cool. Yeah, super fun. Yeah. And so I know you're a real book guy, and that's the point. So the book that we're going to discuss today, you said, oh, Steve, you got to see this. You got to read this. It's helped me so much. And I began to go through it. And at first I was a bit skeptical. And, philosophy, And then the guy just totally grew on me. I love this. I love his voice because he voiced his own Audible book. And he is such an incredible author. And this stuff helps you break out of your limitations, capture your zone of genius, and go on to do amazing things. It's helped me, and I'm going through it again right now. And so that when I was going through it again, I was so appreciative that you had turned me on to it. And I thought, let's just get a discussion going about this, because I know you have consumed this book as well.
Yeah, I mean, I told you about it because, we're always sharing book recommendations and chatting here and there. And when I read this book, it had such a big impact on me that I was telling everybody about it because it was just so powerful in a very simple idea that just has such significance. And not only just when you read about it, but then as you start to kind of utilize, once you're aware and then you utilize some of the principles that he talks about, you can really see yourself doing the things that he describes in the book. And then you can actually work your way out of doing them.
He gives you the tools.
Big boon for your life.
Yes. So one of the big points at the beginning of the book that he talks about is our upper limit. And we all have one that kind of is a ceiling on what we're able to achieve. And he says that we set it ourselves, huh?
Yeah. He says that most people have limiting beliefs and they can manifest in different ways. It could be limiting beliefs about their success, about relationships and love, about personal happiness and fulfillment. And you have these limiting beliefs that once you hit those ceilings, it triggers behaviors that try to bring you back down to the level that you've set for yourself.
It's like the way the body keeps your temperature at a certain level. It pulls you. If you get too hot, it brings you back down. Homeostasis. It kind of keeps you right here, and that's a problem when it comes to wanting to move on in life or get beyond where you're limited. And this book really helps to free you up in that regard. I love just the visual of that. And he talks about it being a spiral. And the spiral is ever expanding and every day growing in a certain way. It's a mantra that he gets to later. But how do you want to unpack this for our viewers?
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Well, it is a big one. I think that first of all, the biggest change with this book comes from just the realization that there is a limiting belief, and then that can trigger a limiting behavior. And once you realize that everybody, that you have a set temperature as it relates to success, as it relates to relationships, as it relates to personal happiness, and your brain is trying to keep yourself in that space so that it's comfortable, because it's comfortable there, because you've set that and you've been that for so long.
Yeah.
You try to reach beyond where you've been, where you are, and you can trigger these beliefs, and then you trigger these behaviors, and the behaviors bring you back down to that homeostasis. It typically, shows up as fear, and it shows up as self-sabotage.
Yes.
And for everybody, the reaction is different.
Right.
And it doesn't necessarily, he says in the book, the reaction that you have and where you try to sabotage yourself may not actually be the same place that you're having the upper limiting behavior and belief in, right? So you could have have a set temperature on success. Once you start to move past that, you become more successful than you have been. You might not just ruin your success to bring you back down there. You can ruin another part of your life.
Absolutely.
Through upper limiting behavior to create the chaos that will then affect the other and bring you back down.
Absolutely.
Right? So it could manifest somewhere else.
And he gives example after example of real people, real things that he's dealt with as a therapist. And it's just been an amazing thing to unpack and to realize it. And some of those upper limiting beliefs are listed in his book, and one of them that rang true to me, and they come from our families, and they come from our upbringing and things that we believe about ourselves and what we've been told about ourselves and such. But one of them for me was the shame of outshining someone. And so that what that is, for example, in a situation of a family where one child may be holding themselves back because the parents have said, "Oh, quit bragging. Your brother, your sister is feeling bad when you brag like that." And so it's a shaming of outshining. You don't want to outshine. That was very, very strong in me. Not just with my sisters, but even like with my friends and such. I'm multi-talented, and so I was always doing something that people would just go, "Wow, how can you, what?" And then I would hide that with my friends that I wanted to be friends with, because the fear of outshining them was too strong. I wanted their friendship rather than to embarrass them or to make them feel like I felt like I was better than them, which I never would. But I had to kind of
you were so talented, and they're not talented, not that talented, and they feel inferior, and you didn't want to create that.
Yeah. And so
that feeling for them.
So I would never release myself to be at all that I could be, and I still haven't. I still have a long way to go, but it's part of the script that plays through my head. That was one. What was one for you? Do you recall?
One of the things that I noticed in this was when we would go out and shopping, like with my family. I would go out shopping with my family, and we would buy stuff, and we would start to spend a decent amount of money. Now, I'm successful today. I got plenty of money, but I guess when we were kids, we didn't do that. We didn't go shopping and spend a lot of money. We didn't really even go shopping that often, like grocery shopping, but not like to like a store like Walmart or Kmart or Target, so Kohl's, all these. So now I'm going out shopping with my family, and we're buying things and we're putting stuff in the cart, and I would notice that I would start getting an anxiety, but not necessarily I could pin it to the spending of the money, because I wouldn't not want to spend money.
Right.
What would happen is I would just get very irritable, and then I'd get uncomfortable, which would then cause my family to be uncomfortable, and then we basically go from having a good time together to having a bad time together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And it was because something about this spending of the money and shopping this way was making me uncomfortable, and so I was hitting that upper limit.
Yeah. And
so the behavior then was to make everybody mad so that we would leave. Right.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the behavior that sabotaged the happiness, right?
And
because I should be, you should at this point be happy to be with your family and have money to spend, and the fact that you can be doing this and having a great time, and everybody's having a great time. But I hit that set point, and boom, I'm sabotaging my own personal happiness.
Set point is a great way of saying it. Yeah, exactly. And the reason, now people might be confused, why are we discussing something psychological here? But, we're coming out of a pandemic, and so many of us as performers have been in a very dark time because we haven't been on stage. We haven't been able to express ourselves as what we are as performers. And yet going back out there could be super scary for some again. Some have actually taken this time to say, I'm giving up. Forget it. I'm out. I'm retiring. I'm throwing in. I'm selling all the puppets. I'm selling my magic tricks. I'm not going to do this anymore. Some, not all, and not most. Most, I think, have a positive outlook and are excited to get out there and perform again. But nonetheless, wow, does this insight from Gay's book really help us to take it to the next level? And that's what I'm excited about for Ryan and I too with Axtell Expressions. We're constantly evaluating these limits that we've got, and Ryan's really good about helping me think through what's holding us back and expanding in new areas. And we just accomplished a brand new website that has totally unlocked people. They're able to now understand what I'm selling instead of being confused by what we're selling. And a lot of things are really kind of unlocking for us. I know you've used these principles in your business, and you have one of the most successful businesses in Orlando. So fastest growing.
I use this all the time for myself and my clients. People that come to me a lot and say, how do I go to the next level, both personally and professionally? How do I grow and achieve? And, there are all kinds of tactics. Mm-hmm. But if you don't get this, if you don't know that this exists, right? And this is why this was so big when I read this book. If you don't know that this exists,
these self-limiting factors,
you're never going to truly be able to go past it in a way that is freeing and comfortable and ultimately allow you to live your best and fullest life. Because it's always your mind and your psyche is always going to pull you back down because this exists. Once you realize it exists, like when I read this and then started analyzing myself, and I'm out shopping and I realized we went from having a good time to now everybody being mad at me and each other, having a bad time. Why did this happen? And why does it happen consistently this way, right? Yeah. And that's when I started to realize, well, I have this behavior, this belief, and I have this behavior. And so then I just started to reprogram the belief and the behavior. And Gay talks about some techniques for doing this in the book. And once I started to do that, now, even if I can't necessarily, if I'm not cured, so to say, of it, but at least I recognize it in the moment. And I can say to myself, you know what, I'm not going to let myself ruin this.
Being aware is half of the battle. And
it's half the battle.
That's what he wakes up in us. These limiting factors. And there's a lot of them listed, and you're going to fall into a couple of these categories, not just one, but 2 or 3 of them are going to really resonate with you. So I really recommend everybody gets a hold of this book and dives deep into it and begins to journal the improvements that they make since the time of reading it until being aware of it. He also gives some tools for how to deal with that, and he goes into specifics about it. But one of the other big concepts that he talks about is working in your zone of genius.
Yes, which you can't, I don't think, can do unless you realize where your upper limiting beliefs are.
That's right. Yeah.
And part of the solution is to spend more of the time doing the things that you're best suited for and enjoy the most, which is, roughly what he's calling the zone of genius. It's the thing that you do better than anyone else. Yeah. And, I found for myself over the years, I've been really, and through Gay's work, but others' work as well, which I'll mention in a moment, tried to help discover what it is, what that zone of genius is, and how to cut everything else out of doing and only work in that area. Because when you do, you make so much more advancement with every hour you put in.
Yes, exactly. And you know what got me with the whole discussion about the zones? There were 3 zones. I think. One was the zone of incompetence, right?
Yep.
One was
That's
the
things that you're not any good at.
You're terrible, terrible at it. Another one was
the zone of competence.
Competence, yes.
Right. So you can do it.
You can do it, and you're pretty good at it. Then there's a zone of excellence, which is interesting because you're really good at it, and you keep doing it because you're really good at it, but it's not your zone of genius.
Right. And that is, I think, the trap.
That's
in
the
my
one
opinion.
right
That's
there.
the trap.
That's
the
the one.
excellence
Yeah.
is the trap, because you're so comfortable
Uh-huh.
there that you don't really have to leave that.
Yeah.
Because you're good at it. You feel good doing it. It's
Uh-huh.
like, if you can reach that, like you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
But you're not really there.
Right. And so zone of, I get trapped in that a lot. Of course, the zone of competence, because then I don't have to pay someone else to do it. The zone of excellence, which I shouldn't have to pay anyone else to do it because I'm really good at it. And then my zone of genius, which nobody else can do, only Steve Axtell can do these particular things. And that's what I'm exploring a lot more of now, like the inventions of the AI that I did and the dinky designs and some of the custom work that I'm doing and new designs. Those are kind of my zone of genius, but I get stuck a lot and my time gets eaten up with things in the zone of excellence because I can do it probably better than someone around, that I could hire to do it. And I'll just do it because but my table is full. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, the problem with the zone of excellence is it always needs to be done.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so.
Well, I'll just have to do it myself,
Got to do it. I can do it. I may even like to do it.
Yep.
And it needs to be done. So I'm there, right?
But when you do it, it keeps you from doing your zone of genius, which is what you can only do. And so he really has a lot of help with that. That was another major leap for me to come to realize. And so you learn how to do more delegating, and it's hard for a one-man show. And of course, I'm in a company situations as you are. But even when you're one-man show, you really have to reduce the stuff that you do so that you're constantly working in your best zone.
That's right. Well, I believe that you, as well as we started as, literally a one-man show.
That's right.
Or
Yeah.
a two-person show. In my case, I had a business partner. And so you start there,
You have to,
but
yeah.
to get here, you have to move through those zones,
That's right. Yeah.
When we started, we did everything. So I did a lot of tasks in the zone of incompetence because I'd never done it before, right?
Yeah.
I became competent. Certain things I even became excellent at, right?
Yeah.
But to get where I am today as the CEO of an organization, you have to shed that. You have to go through those zones and really spend most of your time in the excellence and genius zones.
Yes.
You can't really spend any of your time in the other zones.
And it's kind of like,
and most of it has to be in the genius zone.
And in the zone of our performers that are maybe a one-man show, or you have your wife helping or something, and that's great. But it's like trying to always do your own bookkeeping, for example. It just tears you down. You hate it. I hate it. But you have to kind of do it yourself, and you have to, learning how to delegate that stuff out, maybe even buy some software that helps you past the horror of these things to get you going into your zone are really important tasks to do.
Yeah.
One thing,
a couple of books related to this zone of genius idea that are worth checking out.
Will do.
One of them is called Flow.
Oh yeah. Haven't read it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi is the author of that book. It's great. And I mean, basically, when you're in a flow state, you are in your zone of genius. You're working in your zone of genius. And he talks about how, what the flow state is, what it looks like, how to get into it, what the value of working in it is. And you're in your zone of genius or your flow state.
Yeah.
When time basically goes so fast.
There you go.
When you're doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
When it's like one of those things where you're doing it and you're so consumed that you look up and you realize that 2 hours has gone by.
Right.
And You didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
That's when you're in your zone of genius. That's where you're in your flow state.
Okay, now Gay calls that Einstein time. And
yes, he does.
Yeah, and I'm wondering about that. He actually says that it's an actual thing. And it kind of got a little spacey for me.
Yeah.
I didn't quite go there with him, but I am interested because he's smarter than me.
Yeah.
So he was saying that you literally have time is in a different dimension when you're in your flow, and that's what you're saying, like where did the time go?
Yes.
But not just a perception of where did the time go, but an actual I've accomplished more in this hour than I've accomplished the last 3 days because of the flow. And there's something physiological according to
this can go into a discussion of quantum theory and all
and he
kinds
does
of stuff,
he does a little bit, yeah.
And that's way beyond my pay grade.
Not important to really understand it, just that if you're spending your time in your zone of genius, you're actually able to accomplish things in a far greater efficiency. I think that's probably it. Than you would ever.
That it almost seems as if you can bend time to your will.
Exactly. Yes. Which we do often. And I think
that's the whole secret. Don't give our secret away, Steve. We have more time than everyone else because we can control it.
Well, he does call it a superpower.
It is a superpower.
It is, yeah. And there's something to this. It's a great book. Anything else hit you that you want to share?
Well,
there's some big ideas here. If I read them off, maybe you can respond to them.
Okay, sure.
All right. Big idea number 1. People often resist happiness. It is a natural instinct to avoid feeling good. Interesting. But breathing can help us overcome this fear.
Well, mindfulness practice, breathing. He talks about mantras in the book, using a mantra to help, reprogram your upper limiting behaviors and beliefs.
I am constantly expanding my love, my attraction to wealth, there's something else. It wasn't the word wealth, but and inspiring those around me to do the same. It's something like that. Sorry, I was going to have that memorized for us. It's not something I've been doing over the years. I haven't really kept the mantra going, but that's one of the tools anyway.
Yes, it is one of the tools.
It's just affirmation. Yeah.
It's just an affirmation. Yeah, it's just an affirmation. He gives you that affirmation. You can use all types of affirmations.
Absolutely.
Obviously, the more you dive into yourself and understand what situations you're dealing with, you can create mantras specifically for those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And they help us overcome our negative thoughts, really do.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Big idea number 2. Many people believe that they deserve only limited happiness. They will sabotage themselves when times are going well for them and limit their happiness. We discussed that, I think, in pretty good coverage.
I don't think that most people realize that, though, that their brain has a set temperature for how happy they think that they feel like they should be.
It's unbelievable how limiting that is.
It really is. I mean,
it was a real light bulb moment for me when bing! I mean, it was unreal.
Well, you know, when I notice it a lot in myself, is when it relates to friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not one of these people that had lots and lots of friends growing up. I had lots of acquaintances, but not only a handful of close friends, and still that way today.
Yeah.
And I noticed that when I'm with my friends, and you have a friend that's really a good friend, how much they were willing to do for you and how much they go out of their way to help you, to care about you, to show you how much of a good friend they are.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that in certain circumstances that can make me feel uncomfortable. Like that someone cares that much to do that, and then and I can say, man, this is a temperature thing. I can sense that I have a temperature of how comfortable I am with what I'm willing, what other people do for me.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Now, I'm really comfortable doing so much for others.
You are. Yeah.
But when it's reciprocated, like there's a threshold where it starts to make me uncomfortable, but it shouldn't make me uncomfortable.
Right.
I mean, they're giving to how they want to give, right, to you. And so, I can imagine, and thankfully I haven't really recognized this, that belief could have led to a behavior that, that destroys friendships, which would have been terrible.
Right. Yeah. You've been able to control that because you realize that it's a sensitive area and that you have some triggers there, and so you're going to control them. That's very helpful. Successful people are successful because they do what they love to do. That's the zone of genius.
When you look at the most successful people, they spend all their time doing the things that they are just the most specifically suited to do.
And I think our crew, all the insiders here, are in that boat, because you wouldn't be a performer if you didn't find yourself suited to performing, and you found a zone of genius. It's just that we limit ourselves by other things that we do.
I think that most performers would say that when they're on stage, they're in that zone of genius. They're in the flow state. Like time is standing still. Like the time between the show starts and the show ends is a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Even though it's a 40-minute, 50-minute, 60-minute show, however long it is, you're like, wow, where did that time go?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
you're in the zone. You're in that flow state. No, we've all been there where the audience is bad and it feels like it takes forever, but most of the time.
Yeah. Going back to one other idea that he mentioned about breathing helping us overcome fear, there is a natural thing that your body does, he explains, that when you go into a state of fear, and that can just be from your own set of worries or from however you're afraid, maybe you're going on stage or whatever, that your body clenches down and reduces your oxygen level. It's a holding in. It's a fear-based thing. So one of the big ways that he explains that's very important is to breathe deep. You get the oxygen level up in your body. It'll help reduce your fears, and you're doing something that is bold because you're combating the fear. And then that sent me on a little journey through what's it called, the TED Talks. And I began to, and there was one woman who talked about stances and how stances can help you overcome fears with breathing. And I thought it was pretty cool. I'll just share this real quick. I did this at Ben Haven one year in a lecture. But along with the deep breathing, when you find yourself in a place where you're fearful, do a power stance, she calls it. So here's like a Superman pose, right? And you can do this subtly, like even if you're talking to somebody, you just put your hands on your waist and breathe deep, and this gives you incredible energy. And if you can even do this in a dressing room or backstage before the curtains open, or in a restroom even before you go out to perform or whatever, this is huge. The other one that's even bigger, she calls Wonder Woman, or I don't know, maybe this is Wonder Woman, I don't know. But with the hands outstretched like this, and even if you can just go, yeah, like the football players would do or something, even silently. And nobody has to see this stuff going on, but if you're in the back of an auditorium before you walk on, if you just breathe deep and put your arms up like this, this will give you tremendous power to overcome your fear, and you'll walk on stage super confident. I thought that was pretty fun to share, and it came.
Are nonverbal expressions of power and dominance? Well, this is what they are. So in the animal kingdom, they are about expanding. So you make yourself big, you stretch out, you take up space, you're basically opening up. It's about opening up. And this is true across the animal kingdom. It's not just limited to primates, and humans do the same thing. So they do this both when they have power sort of chronically, and also when they're feeling powerful in the moment.
I think that the most important thing about the fear as it relates to the book and the solution to moving beyond where you're stuck, is that the upper limiting belief triggers that fear. It always triggers fear. It triggers a fear mechanism, which is what creates that uncomfortableness that causes you to lash out and do a behavior that is counterintuitive to what you want and what you'd like to achieve, right? And so the exercise, like you just described, and the breathing that he describes, those are ways that once you recognize that behavior and that fear is starting to, that the belief and that fear starts to creep in, these are your tools to counteract it. First, you have to recognize. That's the key, though, that you gotta have to recognize, and then you can move.
I'm going to put a link to that TED Talk, to the power stances in the description. And also, I interrupted you. You were going to tell me about one other book. You said Flow was one of them.
So Flow is one. Another book, if you're really interested in trying to figure out what you're uniquely suited for, unique ability, is this book called Unique Ability.
Okay.
And there's a whole. It's both a book and a workbook, and it's put out by this company called Strategic Coach.
Oh, cool.
And you work through this process. Which the reason I like it is because it's one of the best tools I've found to help someone identify what their zone of genius, or they call it unique ability, is. Because they talk about it in Flow, they talk about it, in this book, but I mean, it's hard to pinpoint, right? So this actually walks you through a process where you take a couple of specific personality type tests. You ask for feedback from others. And then you take all of that data and you work through certain steps to help you identify what it is that are your unique abilities, and then how to, enunciate that in a way that you can communicate it to others and you can understand it yourself to say, okay, and then start to say, does this fall into that? Does this activity fit in there? No. Okay, that probably shouldn't do that then.
Okay, cool. I'm going to get that. Unique Ability and Flow and The Big Leap, folks. Get this book. It's really going to help you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate you, having me on to talk about this, but I'm glad that you're reading and you take these recommendations. I'm sure I'll have more recommendations for you too. And, I think that if people want to improve themselves, then reading is a great way to do it.
Sure is. Or listening.
Or listening. I really call listening reading. They're interchangeable to me.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Steve.
Come on.
Gosh, that was fantastic.
Amazing content. I mean, that is, self-sabotage, upper limiting factors, the beliefs that then come out in actions that we do that maybe keep us from achieving the things that we want to achieve.
That's right.
Because we're scared. A lot to unpack there. And I see some people were talking in the comments about
oh my gosh,
where to pick up the books as well. Obviously, Audible.
Great stuff. It's huge.
Yeah, Sheila shared some great information.
Anthony Robbins, of course, Personal Power.
Yeah.
Ultimate Power. There's so many great things that, but this book specifically unlocks your self-sabotage. It's great. All right. Looking forward to hearing if this has helped anyone.
Yeah.
In the coming months. Yeah.
All right, we have a giveaway today. We have an auction coming up.
That's right.
Friends.
We have an auction.
We have an auction, and we have a giveaway. Right. We're giving away another Dinky Frog Axtrack song. It works with any of our other frog puppets, but it was written for the Dinky Frog.
You saw the Axtracks last week.
We demoed it, and we're going to give it away again.
Yeah.
So if you've shared the video, I'm going to pull up the cash. Steve will pick someone. We'll give you a free download, and then we'll move on to our auction.
Right. And just Lee Rademacher suggested that I just put it in the middle and pretend I have a V neck. So there it is. I'm just going to not talk about it tonight for the rest of the evening. I won't be talking about the fact that the microphone's pulling my collar down into an abnormal shape.
I doubt that.
It's supposed to be a crew neck, but I'm going to allow it to be in the center.
I think that's your upper limiting.
To look like a V-neck.
All right, let me come down here to everyone who has shared this video.
All right. For the rest of the evening, I won't.
All right.
I'm not going to mention it.
Oh, you're not?
No,
Okay.
I won't mention this collar again.
All right. I'm pulling up my list of people that have shared. Hold on.
Tell me when you're ready.
I want to make sure I got everybody. It looks
I'm going
like
to count it down. We're going to give away a Frog Extracts that includes the incredible song
This Life's for Me.
Yep.
All right, let me see here.
It's all about the pond.
All
Give
about
away
that.
a Frog Extracts.
Don't play it. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Are we ready with the zone of competence?
The zone of cash.
The zone of cash. All right. 5.
It's a great place to be.
Close your eyes.
As a
5.
performer. Hold on.
All right. Are we ready?
Almost.
All right. Scroll up and down while
I'm
I
getting
count.
a few of the older ones logged in.
All right. Make sure everybody's in there.
2, yeah.
All right, folks. It's pretty exciting. Somebody's going to win the extracts for the frog.
There we go.
This life's for me. This life's for me. Grandpa was a big old bullfrog. Oh, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh, Anthony Hughes.
Anthony Hughes!
Are you
in
here,
the house?
Anthony Hughes?
Yeah, all right, Anthony. You got to say you're here within 10 seconds.
Anthony
to win.
Hughes, let us know in the comments if you are here.
If you took off and somebody's texting you right now, and it's not going to work because you got to be here within 10 seconds.
Yeah,
10.
but with lag, that's like 3 minutes.
9. 8.
All right. If not, I'm going back to the list of sharers.
7. Anthony Hughes, 6. 5.
All right. Anthony, where are
4.
you at? Where are you at, buddy?
3. Here within 10 seconds. 2. 1. Okay, Ryan.
All right.
Anthony's not here. So
Going
let's
back.
go. Let's go to another one.
Going back to the drawing
All right,
board.
here we go.
Hold on one sec. Make sure I got a couple more people shared at this time.
Oh, awesome.
So they get included in the second
Oh,
drawing.
cool. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Paul Burnham.
Paul Burnham.
Let's see if Paul is here.
He's here. Paul's always here.
Paul Burnham, are you here right now?
Anthony Hughes is probably going to pop in now. Paul Burnham.
Let us know, Paul. Before we get to our auction of the night, I'll get another name queued up here just in case.
All right. Paul Burnham, are you here?
This is where a free extracts download.
My goodness sakes. This is a $10 value and it's free. Absolutely
Oh my
free.
gosh, Paul Burnham, the man of the hour. I just saw his comment pop up in one of my screens. I have many screens. Thank
Okay,
you, Meredith.
good.
Yes,
Good
it's
for
not
you.
in my producer feed, but it's in a random window.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't see it on my feed.
I got him over here.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Sorry, I was busy booting Brad out.
Now you don't see
as
you
an
don't see
admin.
Anthony in there, do you? Ahead of him.
No, I don't see Anthony.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Congratulations,
Hey,
Paul.
congrats, Paul.
All right.
Paul Burnham, you get the Dinky
Grandpa
Extracts
was
This Life's
big
for
old
Me
bullfrog
download.
coming
I have your
down,
email. We'll send it over to you. And it works with the Dinky Frog, works with Webster, works with Bubba Bullfrog. Any of our frog puppets can perform along. Well, sorry, Steve. You have to know the words.
Okay.
For it to work. Hey, hit that like button for Paul. Congrats, Paul.
All right. Congratulations, Paul Burnham.
Yeah, very cool. And I guess I'll let Brad back in. Brad Ray, come on back. I'll unblock you.
Anthony Hughes, come on back.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony.
No, he can jump into the auction if he wants to. Yeah.
Oh,
we have an
that's
auction
true.
coming up.
That's true. All right, let's get into those
Oh my
auction
gosh,
vibes.
the auction.
Where's the shirt,
Woo-hoo!
Steve?
All right. I don't know why the hat has to leave for the auction.
I know, that's like a
shirt
new
has
thing.
to come on. It's a thing. It's a thing. 6-pack, no 6-pack. Okay. All right. Great.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Are we ready for this? This is pretty cool. I have a very exciting.
What do you have for us tonight, Stephen?
Stephen?
Stephen B.
Stephen B.
Sloop Steve B.
All right. This is. I don't know about my hair. I don't know. Should I be
No
bothered about it?
No one knows about your hair,
we have
Steve.
the collar and my hair to deal
You
with.
know what? You should put a hat or a wig on or something.
All right.
What
First
you
thing
got?
up for the auction is this
What you
hat
got, man?
with a wig. Woohoo! All right. Look at this.
Oh my gosh. Even right now, this should go for $1 million.
All right. So
Are
we
these
got
NFTs? Are we selling these for Bitcoin?
we can take.
We start taking.
We can
crypto?
take Bitcoin. Okay.
Teresa,
Are you ready for this?
FYI, we now take Bitcoin if you're watching.
All right, this is pretty cool. This was an animatronic skin that went over an animatronic for the Frizzle Chicken Farmhouse Cafe.
All right.
And this was the Fred the Fried Chicken. But look at this. I've got my arm in it right now, but look here. It was actually made for a small rod and it Velcroed together, made it too small for an arm. But you can still use your arm in there.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Brad Ray, real quick, he said if I take my hair off, my hat off, yours will look great in comparison. And Paul Burnham said now he's just got to get a dinky frog, which I believe we have some dinky frogs in stock.
That's correct.
Just saying, I think we got a few in stock.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
So this is Fred the Fried Chicken.
Fred the Fried Chicken. Look at that. From the Frizzle Chicken Farmhouse Cafe.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And we normally would have, so you can put your hand up here, but you can't close the Velcro. Oh, yes, you can. Around your arm. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can.
So this was originally designed for an animatronic, right?
Yeah, yep. Which was a lot smaller than your hand. And it's not practical really for your hand, but I have my hand in there and it's Velcro closed.
Nice.
Look at that. Do I get applause for that? Nailed it.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. It's tight. It's tight. Not something, I would just leave it open and just perform with him. I love this guy.
Well, thank you. All right. Good.
Very
That's
cool.
good.
I love
That's
that guy's character, though. He's got the neurotic rat eyes going on, one big, one small.
That's right. All right.
Now remember, folks, the Dirk hat is included.
This, yes. Dirk hat?
That's what
This is not a, no, that's not
said.
Dirk, this is not a Dirk hat. No. Dirk's was a visor with like full on sticking up from the visor. This is a hat. Look. With some side angles. It's not Dirk. This is maybe a little bit
Either way, it looks
Tiger
great
King
on you.
/
Looks really good.
Goddess.
Tiger King / goddess.
Okay,
Alrighty.
look at this. If you have a dinky monkey
Side note,
or a monkey
send me
or
those screenshots while Steve has this wig on. Come on, Henry Veras, I'm looking at you, Brad Ray.
dude,
Sheila.
look, you get
Sue
3
Johnson.
large bananas and 2 small bananas.
What?
These are incredible. These are foam bananas. They have polyurethane on the outside and foam on the inside, so they're really, really good. Great to palm and produce. Like, for example.
Make sure to watch our magic course.
Not my magic course. Okay, and you get a DVD, a CD that goes with it, actually DVD that goes with this. And you see right there it says DVD?
DVD!
From James Changefield, and he's going to instruct you on how to use these in so many different ways to go. But I'm telling you, these little bananas go incredibly great with, Ryan, can we tilt the camera down a little bit?
It's impossible. Oh, it is possible, I guess.
These little bananas go incredibly well.
With what, Steve? A small fan, a vanity fan.
With a dinky monkey.
Now, Steve.
So I'm telling you, this is...
What is special about this dinky monkey?
This
right
one
here?
is my first brown silicone dinky prototype.
So kind of like the one that Aaron Sherman won a couple weeks back.
He got a blue one. This is a brown one, and this is silicone. So this will stretch, hundreds of times if you can even pull it that hard. It'll last forever, and it comes with these bananas. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so silicone is an upgrade we offer for production puppets. It's harder to work with, so it takes more effort on our end.
Oh, yeah. It costs twice the...
It's easy to work with as a performer, but to manufacture it, a little more effort. But Steve did all his prototypes in silicone.
Yep.
And so
before we went to latex.
And Steve, we got the production guy right up there. That's the latex one on our dinky rack,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
So very similar.
This is the dinky right here, the dinky latex brown one. This is the silicone, the original silicone, which will last longer than the latex one. But we have the bananas, we have Fred the Fried Chicken, and we have this hat.
Are you kidding?
Stop it. And this little dinky monkey with the bananas. All right.
Lawrence Badenai said he's got sponge bananas for his dinky monkey, and he got sponge carrots for the dinky rabbit.
And carrots.
Which we have a dinky rabbit extracts. Cruise over to the extracts page.
That's right.
Check it out.
Absolutely. Oh, so cool. It's all good stuff. Okay, let's start this out at $100.
All right.
This is a great auction. You get this, and this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, $100 right a minute. Let me pop over to the all right. I got Brad Ray at $150. And you guys remember this Brad
the hat comes with it, Brad.
Brad, this would be his first dinky.
It'd be his first dinky.
Guys, this is a good...
That's huge. That's huge for Brad Ray, but
Brad's
he wants his hat.
Mostly the hat.
He wants the hat and the wig. That's what he wants. That's Brad Ray.
All right, I'm getting Brad Ray up on the screen
$150.
here.
Sweet.
Popping back. Oh, I also see I got Aaron Sherman at $180. I saw Kelly Blount at $100.
What are you doing?
John Piercy $165. Kelly, yeah. So I saw your bids. I got Aaron Sherman at $180.
Don't eat in public.
And as always, if you see a higher bid than I have on the screen, just let me know.
I said don't eat in public.
John Piercy, $185. Oh.
Hey, what are you doing?
All right.
Come on.
5.
This hat doesn't have to be as odd as this. You can put this on one of your participants that step up on stage with you.
Well, I have Cherie at $185 and I have Aaron at $190.
190 beats 185 in my book.
Steve, leave it to the pros. Brad Ray at $200.
Yeah.
I love that Fred the Fried Chicken pop-up guy.
Right, here we go. Let's get your hand in here. So we have both characters loaded, cocked, and ready to go.
Brad said, feel bad for Brad. Oh, I had John at $210. I see that, and I also see Aaron Sherman now at $220. So, John, I did see you at $210. Yes, and Cherie, this is for the bird and the monkey and the hat.
What are you doing?
And the bananas.
The bananas and the DVD.
And the Banana Phone DVD that comes with it.
Tells you all about the tricks that you can do with it.
All right.
What are you doing?
So again, if you're just joining us to recap, we got the frog.
It's a silicone.
To recap.
To recap, we don't have a frog.
We don't have a frog. We got a wig hat.
We have a
one
hat
of Steve's
with a wig.
silicone prototype dinkies.
This one.
We have the banana DVD.
Boom.
With a bunch of foam bananas. We got Fred the Fried Chicken. Originally was on animatronic. And his Velcro's on the back.
Yeah.
You can Velcro around a smaller hand.
Yeah.
Or just loosen the Velcro on the back to fit your hand.
Yeah, that's right.
And guys, the wig. Don't forget the wig. Yubi, the Blackbird is included in the auction right now. Everything is up for grabs at $220. Or as Brad said, feel bad for Brad. That's his slogan.
That's right.
This would be Brad's first
I
dinky.
want to be Brad's first dinky.
I don't know. Aaron Sherman saying, not today. And then John steps in.
All right, let's do this.
$225. Hold on.
Oh, what?
For some reason, John's $225 bid didn't show for me, but Meredith confirmed. I believe that's John Piercy. Yes, Meredith? Can you confirm for me?
Oh, my gosh.
Is that John Piercy at $225?
Really?
Steve, do you see it? Just want to confirm that last name.
Nope. I'm not getting a feed from Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, no, you're on a droid. I shouldn't have asked you. But then Aaron came in at $230. All right, John. Popping Aaron's bid up at $230. Reminder, this is for the Dinky prototype silicone monkey from our shop. The Fred, the fried chicken that was on an animatronic.
Yep. The DVDs.
The banana DVDs.
Rubber monkeys. The rubber bananas.
So much. All right, let me get back to the comments. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. All right, Zach came in at $235. Zach Winthy, better late than never, Zach. And then Aaron, not today, Sherman.
It's all about this hat. I think the hat's the one.
Guys, everyone wants the hat. Zach was like, I'd do $235 for the hat alone. You keep the puppets. And then,
all right.
And then Aaron Sherman said, for $240, I'd take just the hair on the hat. You keep the hat, I'll take the hair.
All right, $240 going once.
Steve, someone's asking, Yubi's asking, how much for the Blackbird? What does it sell for on the website?
This doesn't even sell.
I don't know if that's the Blackbird.
We don't even have
right?
this. This is a special version of Fred the Fried Chicken, which is $245, I think.
Because
normally, check it real quick.
Yeah, normally it's attached to a body.
It's got a body. This doesn't.
Yeah.
This was a custom
from the Frizzle
animatronic
House, right?
from the Frizzle Chicken Farmhouse Cafe.
Now show.
And it was an extra one. We built an extra one.
Show the back.
Yep, the back
so
is.
Aaron and Zach can see that.
Yep. Okay, guys, this is what you're bidding on. It's a very cool puppet that I have my hand in right now, but the back is...
Steve, go back farther.
The neck is really skinny.
How do puppets work? Just kidding.
You got to take my master class for that.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So you can close the Velcro around an arm, even a big arm like mine. There it is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep, I did it. I closed the Velcro around
That's true.
it. But it's
if
tight.
even
I
if you
wouldn't
had a
bother.
larger
Why
arm,
bother?
You could just leave it open.
Leave it open.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ooh, I got Zach Winthy at $245.
$245 going once.
And yep, he confirmed for just the hair, nothing else.
Just the hair. Only the hair. Only the hair.
Hey,
Only
get out of the way.
the hair.
No, you get out of the way. It's my hair. That's this.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's circle back.
No, you come back. Come back.
All right, Aaron, not today.
Right.
Sherman said $250.
All right, and this little guy, this little silicone monkey right here is so cool. He was my first brown silicone prototype. Nice.
Hey, thank you everyone for confirming bids.
Nicely
it is super helpful.
And this DVD, which keeps falling over on the stand that I keep.
Steve, I don't even have time to trigger Steve struggling with DVDs because I'm busy with bids. Ryan,
all right.
Busy with bids.
Busy with bids.
Come on, Brad. Come on in, Brad.
Busy with bids.
Brad's at $255. I know it.
Look at
He's
these
coming in.
These little bananas are so cool.
We got
They're
Brad.
so slick.
We got Brad.
These are not just foam.
Zach, Aaron. I think John Piercy's still in the mix.
These are not just foam bananas. These bananas are polyurethane on the outside, beautifully painted, and foam on the inside, so you can still produce them from a natural hand.
Demonstrate.
From a natural hand.
Guys, you're getting a peek at the master right here.
Look at that. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. So I'm just going to put this up here.
All right.
Woo! All right.
Steve, we're at $250. I'd say count it down.
Let's do it. $250 going once to Aaron
Brad,
Sherman.
I don't know. Brad Ray maybe swooping in. Feel bad for Brad. Feel bad for Brad. Aaron Sherman and John Piercy still have a chance,
All right,
but we're
Aaron
counting
Sherman.
down. Going once.
Going once.
Hey, what are you pointing at?
I'm not pointing at anything.
And remember, if any puppet can be upgraded to silicone.
Oh my gosh.
It is
on our entire catalog. Yeah.
You just 50%.
No, 100%.
No,
twice the price.
Twice the price?
Yep. Twice the retail price.
To make
so
it
if it's a
silicone.
$100 latex puppet, it's a $200 silicone puppet.
Very cool. Oh, yep, Lindo, I got Aaron at $250 right now.
All right, this is it. You get the entire course on how to use these bananas.
Pretty
these
cool.
foam bananas.
All right, make sure.
A silicone Dinky Monkey, a latex Fred the Fried Chicken animatronic skin, which means you can still use it as a puppet.
Still use it as a hand puppet, popping up.
Oh, do you see that talent?
Steve, are we
and this hat, going twice.
Guys, don't forget about the hat. Don't sleep on this hat.
Going twice to Aaron Sherman.
Twice.
Going twice.
Aaron, if you and Zach want to make a side deal on the hat, many people are going to want this hat. I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Could make a pretty penny off this hat, guys.
This is pretty cool. This little monkey alone is worth $250. Come on, folks. Come on.
I know. Well, that's why I was asking about the silicone upgrade, Steve.
I know. Yep.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
$250 going twice.
Oh my gosh. Is he reaching?
I am reaching.
He's
All
reaching.
right. Let's see if it's going anywhere. Anybody else?
Woo.
What are you doing?
Hold on. In case of
don't
lag,
know what's
I got
happening.
like 9 comment screens open. Let me check them all.
My hand.
Just want to make sure, Steve. Hold on. Steve?
I'm waiting.
Steve?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Silicone
Steve.
monkey.
All right.
Latex.
I
Are
checked
you
all
ready?
9 screens.
And whoa! Sold to Aaron Sherman.
I gave Aaron an honorary swoop.
Congratulations, Aaron Sherman. Nailed it.
What a cool auction, man. I love that Fred
is
the Fried
super
Chicken.
cool. Congratulations. I know Aaron is going to probably slap this on his wife because she's going to look so hot in this. And then this, he's going to put on his left hand, this on his right hand. And
Love it.
this will go in his computer.
The old chicken and monkey routine.
Because you know he's got a DVD player.
Oh, you know.
And then
You know Aaron's a
bananas.
DVD guy. He's got a collection. Star Wars.
Woo.
But right on top of his collection will be the
That's
banana.
right.
That
That's
actually is a really cool routine. Steve, show us how those bananas work again.
That's congratulations.
Go ahead and show us.
You ready for this?
I want to see.
So you want to keep your hand in a natural position.
Aaron needs to know.
This is called palming.
Remember palming?
Remember palming?
So hold your hand like it's a claw. Step 1. Step 2.
Whoa! All right.
Aaron said he'll finally have hair with that hat. Aaron, if you are brave. Oh,
Yeah.
he said he's still a reel-to-reel guy.
Oh, really?
Classy.
Oh, nice.
Aaron was at Walt Disney World not too long ago. Aaron, I
Yep.
want to see a photo of you in this hat. I want to share it on the show.
Yes.
Ideally,
I do want to see that.
ideally at Walt Disney World. You and Gina, you guys can get the families together
All
road
right.
trip. Gina's probably there right now, but I want to see. I want to see a
she's
hat.
there. She's there.
Hey, John Piercy, Zach Owenthy, Brad Ray, thank you all for bidding and having fun.
Nice.
It's always a blast to
Yeah. What a fun
do
night.
some auction fun. And, you know, these are treasures that are near and dear to our heart
They are.
that we are glad they're going to insiders like yourself because you guys appreciate the love and blood, sweat, and tears that goes into designing characters from scratch.
Absolutely.
And, hey, reminder, if you haven't read The Big Leap, that was the book that Steve and Jimmy were talking about today. There's a few other books referenced in that
Yep.
interview you can go back and check out, but we would really encourage you guys to read that book.
It's a great book. It's a great book. It'll help you. It helped me. It helped Jimmy.
Yeah. We got some more stuff to show y'all next week.
Oh,
we'll be back
my gosh.
right here.
It's huge.
More AI stuff, more scripts to share. If you ever need studio work, music, bumpers, script, all that, hit us up. You can check out our studio page.
We
at
do all those
Axtell.com.
services for you.
We do.
Yeah.
We got several songs in the works right now. We'd love to share with people.
stuff.
But Steve, I can't believe who we have next.